Hi there, knife people. Hello, lady and gentlemen. Tonight I'm going to circle back to the knife that I brought with me from California. Here's the link to that video. So tonight I would like to try a new format. On one side of the screen you will see me talking about the knife and showing you some features on it. And on the other side of the screen you will see my disembodied hand doing some serious torture testing of the same knife. So I'd like to try this new format. If the video does well, I will continue to run them in the same format. If you like this format and the content of the video, obviously, could you please slap that like button for me? Without you doing it, YouTube has no idea that you're enjoying my content, nor do I. So it sort of helps me help you. Thank you. I always start by stabbing the tree 25 times to test the toughness of the tip. If the knife makes it to 25, then it passes the test. I also, when I stab, I go as deep as I can and then I pry left to right, not up and down. This particular blade has one feature that made me particularly worried about the stab test. Do you know what that feature is? Hold on, I'll talk about it after you watch the tests. Most likely you already recognize Zero Tolerance model 0562, which is their collaboration with Rick Hinderer and a close replica of Rick Hinderer's own signature XM18 design. This knife has a CPM 20CV blade and a full titanium frame. What is not titanium is hardware. All the hardware is stainless steel. This blade has a flipper tab, and that's how primarily it opens. It does have these two studs that look like thumb studs, but their primary function is to stop the blade, and it's a very sort of hard-working, heavy-duty feature. Now, I was not able to operate the knife using these stop studs as thumb studs, but maybe it's because it's brand new. So what you saw me doing there on the left was a couple tests. First was a chopping test with a sharp part of the blade. This is an old dead oak tree that I'm chopping on. And then I flipped the knife over and I struck the same stump with the spine of the blade, after which I stabbed that stump and arrested the blade in it and then twisted it left to right and right to left 10 times in each direction for a total of 20 times. So I do these tests to determine how tough is the blade and how robust and durable is the frame construction. Some of the knives do not make it all the way through. Others develop a play. Spine strikes can create a vertical play in a knife with a regular cross frame stopping pin. And in this case, these studs being on the outside, on the exterior, and absorbing most of the shock and transferring it to the thicker part of the frame prevents that from happening. So it's a really, really good design. There's a spacer here that kind of looks like a blade stop, but I think it only works on a closed blade. Yeah, it's a stop for when the blade is closed, so it doesn't go past the detent and strike hardware on the knife. So in the open position, only these studs serve as a blade stop. And this system worked great. There's absolutely no play after I was done with it, which is not the case with every knife. For example, my full-size, full-frame Adamas knife developed a vertical play from back striking the stump. And trying to remember which knife that was. I think it was a CJRB. So all my CJRB knives made out of RPM and D2 lost their tip on that tree, all three of them. And several more expensive knives as well, including, I'm not going to tell you. Okay, I'll tell you. Chris Reeve, Umnizam, and MagnaCut. But that's a subject for a different. Almost forgot to tell you what was worrying me about this blade from the beginning. Rick Hinderer developed this slicer grind. It's his signature grind, where the primary bevel kind of widens toward the tip, making metal here thinner. And that's what was worrying me the most. That feature is very helpful with sliciness of the knife, and if you're doing skinning task or cutting through thick salami, for example, it binds less this way. Now, for tree stabbing, it's not ideal. So I was really, really concerned, but I still went ahead and did it. Anyway, this knife passed with flying colors, and I would say the test is done. You be the judge. Is the knife worth $300 or so? Would I love to have a true custom Rick Hinderer or semi-custom or small batch Rick Hinderer knife? Absolutely. Would I be able to do this test with that knife? Probably not. You know, $800, $900 knives bite if you break them. Still thinking about that Imnazam. All right, well, this is it for today. Like if you liked it, hit dislike if you didn't like it. And if you did like it, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.